1970. There's a new kid in the gym. 5 feet 4 inches, 160 pounds. Everyone says, he can't be a bodybuilder, he's too short. Arnold walks over. You're going to be my training partner. That kid is Danny Padilla, later known as the Giant Killer. Los Angeles, June 1970. Monday afternoon, 3 p.m. Gold's Gym on Hampton Drive. The usual afternoon crowd. Maybe 30 bodybuilders scattered across the floor. Heavyweights clanking. Grunts of maximum effort. The smell of iron, chalk, and ambition. Arnold Schwarzenegger is doing standing barbell curls. 135 pounds. Strict form. No momentum. Just biceps and will. He's 23 years old. Already won Mr. Universe twice. Already establishing himself as the future of bodybuilding. Everyone in the gym knows Arnold. Everyone respects Arnold. Everyone wants to train with Arnold. But Arnold trains alone mostly. Sometimes with Franco Columbu. Sometimes with other serious competitors. But usually alone. Focused. Disciplined. Present. He finishes his set. Racks the bar. Grabs his water. Looks around the gym. Observing. Always observing. Watching how people move. How they train. How they carry themselves. That's when he notices the new kid. Short. Really short. Maybe 5 feet 4 inches. Light. Maybe 160 pounds. Young. Probably 19 or 20 years old. Wearing a simple tank top and gym shorts. Moving through the gym with nervous energy. Not the confidence of an experienced bodybuilder. The uncertainty of someone who doesn't quite belong yet. The kid is doing dumbbell presses. 40 pounds in each hand. His form is good. Really good. Perfect shoulder position. Controlled tempo. Full range of motion. He's not just lifting weights. He's training. There's a difference. But what catches Arnold's attention isn't the form. It's the intensity. The kid is attacking the weights. Every rep is maximum effort. Every set is taken to the limit. His face shows pure determination. Grit. Hunger. Arnold watches for a few more minutes. The kid moves to lateral raises. 20 pounds dumbbells. Perfect form. Slow negatives. Peak contraction hold. This kid knows what he's doing. Knows how to build muscle. Knows how to train. But then Arnold overhears a conversation. 2 big bodybuilders talking near the squat rack. Loud enough for the whole gym to hear. You see that short kid? Yeah. What's he doing here? Thinks he can be a bodybuilder. They both laugh. At that height? Come on. Bodybuilders are 6 feet tall. Minimum. That kid's what, 5 feet 4 inches? He's wasting his time. Even if he builds muscle, he'll just look like a short, muscular guy. Not a bodybuilder. Height matters. More laughter. The kid hears this. Arnold can see it. The kid's shoulders drop slightly. His confidence deflates. He finishes his set, but the energy has changed. The fire has dimmed. The words cut deep. Arnold has heard this kind of talk before. Different words, same message. You're too European. Your accent is too thick. You'll never make it in America. You're too big. You're too different. People always find reasons why someone can't succeed. Why someone doesn't fit. Why someone should quit. Arnold sets down his water bottle. Walks across the gym. Directly toward the kid. The 2 big bodybuilders see Arnold coming. Stop talking. Watch. Arnold stops in front of the kid. The kid looks up. Eyes wide. Nervous. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the best bodybuilder in the gym, is standing right in front of him. What's your name? Arnold asks. The kid swallows. Intimidated. Danny. Danny Padilla. Arnold extends his hand. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Danny shakes his hand. Of course he knows who Arnold is. Everyone knows who Arnold is. How long have you been training? Arnold asks. 2 years. Started when I was 17. Arnold nods. Looks Danny up and down. Not judging. Assessing. Your form is excellent. Really excellent. Where did you learn to train like that? Danny's face lights up slightly. Getting complimented by Arnold Schwarzenegger is overwhelming. I read a lot. Magazines. Books. I study the best bodybuilders and copy what they do. Arnold nods. That's smart. Most people just lift weights. You're actually training. There's a big difference. Danny smiles. Small but genuine. Then Arnold says something Danny doesn't expect. You're going to be my training partner. Danny's eyes widen. What? Starting tomorrow. 6 a.m. We train together. Legs. I'll show you my full program. Danny is stunned. Speechless. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the best bodybuilder in the world, just asked him, a 5 feet 4 inches, 160 pounds nobody, to be his training partner. But why me? Danny finally asks. Arnold gestures around the gym. At all the big bodybuilders. Because everyone here trains with their ego. They lift weights to impress people. To look strong. To feel powerful. But you? You train with purpose. I can see it in your form. In your intensity. In your focus. You're not here to impress anyone. You're here to build something. Pauses. That's rare. Most people in this gym will never reach their potential because they care more about looking like a bodybuilder than actually being one. You care about the work. That's why I want to train with you. Danny doesn't know what to say. This doesn't make sense. He just got laughed at for being too short. Now Arnold wants to train with him? What about my height? Danny asks quietly. Everyone says I'm too short. Arnold's expression hardens slightly. Who's everyone? Danny glances at the two big bodybuilders near the squat rack. Arnold follows his gaze. Understands immediately. Arnold walks over to them. Danny follows nervously. Arnold stops in front of the two big guys. They're huge. Both over 6 feet. Both over 230 pounds. Intimidating to most people. Not to Arnold. I heard you talking about height, Arnold says. His voice calm but firm. The two guys look uncomfortable. Getting called out by Arnold isn't what they expected. We were just saying, you know, bodybuilding favors taller guys, one of them says. Defensive. Arnold nods. You're right. Height gives advantages. Longer muscle bellies. Better proportions on stage. All true. The guys relax slightly. Arnold agreeing with them. Then Arnold continues. But you know what matters more than height? Density. Symmetry, conditioning, presentation, and most importantly, heart. The willingness to work when nobody's watching. The discipline to train when you don't feel like it. The hunger to build something despite everyone telling you that you can't. Pauses. Danny has that. I can see it. Can you? The two guys don't respond. Just look uncomfortable. Arnold turns back to Danny. Height is genetic. You can't change it. But everything else? That's choice. That's work. That's discipline. And in bodybuilding, the guy who works hardest doesn't always win. But the guy who works smartest with the most heart, he always earns respect. Arnold puts his hand on Danny's shoulder. You're short. Yes, that's a fact. But that's not a limitation. That's an opportunity. Because when you build muscle on a shorter frame, the density is extreme. The proportions are incredible. You'll look like you're carved from stone. Pauses. Some of the greatest bodybuilders in history were short. Frank Zane. Franco Columbu. They didn't let height stop them. Neither will you. Danny's eyes are watering slightly. Not from sadness. From being seen. From being believed in. From someone, especially someone like Arnold, seeing his potential instead of his limitations. The next morning, Tuesday, 6 a.m., Danny arrives at Gold's gym. Nervous. Excited. Wondering if Arnold was serious or just being nice yesterday. Arnold is already there. Warming up. Sees Danny walk in. Smiles. You're on time. Good. Let's go. They train legs. Arnold's full program. Squats. Leg press. Lunges. Leg extensions. Leg curls. Calf raises. 2 hours of brutal volume. Danny struggles. The weight is heavy. The volume is extreme. His legs are screaming. But he doesn't quit. Doesn't complain. Just works. Arnold watches. Not just Danny's technique. His character. His response to difficulty. His willingness to push when it hurts. After the workout, both sitting on a bench. Exhausted. Breathing hard. That was Danny starts. Can't find words. Hard. Arnold finishes. Brutal. Arnold nods. Good. If it's not brutal, you're not growing. But you kept up. That tells me something. Danny looks at Arnold. What? That you're serious. Most people would have quit halfway through. Made excuses. Said it's too much. But you stayed. You finished. That's not about genetics. That's about character. Danny is quiet, absorbing this. Arnold continues. Danny, people are going to doubt you your entire career. They're going to say you're too short, too small, too whatever. You can't control what they say, but you can control how you respond. Pauses. You can quit. Prove them right. Or you can work. Prove them wrong. Your choice. Danny looks down at his legs, still pumped from the workout, then looks at Arnold. I want to prove them wrong. Arnold smiles. Good. Then let's get to work. Over the next 2 years, Danny and Arnold train together regularly. Not every day. Arnold's schedule is busy, but several times a week. Arnold teaches Danny everything. Not just exercises. Philosophy. Mindset. Strategy. Danny grows. Not taller, but bigger. Denser. More proportioned. By 1972, he's 175 pounds. All muscle. His physique is incredible. Thick. Detailed. Symmetrical. In 1973, Danny enters his first major competition. Mr. USA. He places in the top 5. People are shocked. Who is this short guy? Where did he come from? In 1974, Danny wins Mr. USA. Beats bodybuilders 6 inches taller and 50 pounds heavier. His conditioning is so extreme, his density so ridiculous, that height doesn't matter. He looks like a superhero shrunk down to 5 feet 4 inches. The nickname starts spreading, the Giant Killer, because Danny beats giants regularly. Years later, in 1981, Arnold is at a bodybuilding expo, doing a seminar. Someone asks him about training partners. Who was your best training partner? Arnold thinks for a moment. Danny Padilla. The audience is surprised. They expected Arnold to say Franco Columbu or some other champion. Arnold explains. Danny taught me something important. He taught me that potential isn't about genetics. It's about hunger. When I met Danny, he was 5 feet 4 inches, 160 pounds, getting laughed at for being too short. Everyone said he couldn't be a bodybuilder. Pauses. But I saw something they didn't see. I saw his form, his intensity, his focus, his heart. And I knew that if he kept working, height wouldn't matter. Density would matter. Conditioning would matter. Presentation would matter. Pauses again. Danny became Mr. USA, became one of the most respected bodybuilders in the world. Not despite his height, because he used his height as fuel. Every time someone doubted him, he worked harder. Every time someone laughed, he got hungrier. Looks at the audience. That's what I learned from Danny. Don't judge people by their limitations. Judge them by their hunger. Because hungry people with limitations often achieve more than talented people without hunger. Danny Padilla would compete professionally for 20 years. Would win multiple titles. Would be known as one of the most aesthetic bodybuilders of his era. Would prove that height is just a number. And he would always credit Arnold. Arnold saw me when I was nobody. When everyone else saw my height, he saw my potential. When everyone else laughed, he believed. That belief changed my life. Not because it made me taller. Because it made me realize height didn't matter. Heart mattered. And Arnold taught me that I had the heart of a giant. The lesson isn't about height. It's about vision. About seeing potential where others see limitations. About believing in people when they don't believe in themselves. Arnold could have trained with any of the big bodybuilders. Could have chosen someone tall. Someone impressive. Someone who looked the part. Instead, he chose Danny. The shortest guy in the gym. The one everyone dismissed. Because Arnold didn't see height. He saw hunger. And hunger beats genetics every time. Who in your life is Danny? Who's getting dismissed because they don't fit the mold? Who's being told they're too short, too old, too young, too different, too whatever? And more importantly, Are you seeing them? Really seeing them? Are you looking past the obvious limitations to see the hidden potential? Because Arnold made the smallest man in the gym his training partner. And that small man became a giant. Not in height, in legacy. Greatness isn't measured in inches. It's measured in heart. Arnold knew that. That's why he chose Danny. And Danny proved him right.